Fortnite and collabs go together like chicken and waffles. It sounds absolutely abhorrent at first, but then you try it and it's heavenly. And with Fortnite being as big as it is, there are a lot of collaborations. Like nearly half of the cosmetics in the game being collaboration skins. That's low-key insane when you really think about it. And in Chapter 2, Season 4, Fortnite released its very first collab season, Nexus War, which was a collab with Marvel. This is often regarded as one of the best seasons of all time and is my personal pick for the best season of Chapter 2. After a very long 4-year wait, we then got our second Marvel season in Chapter 5, Season 4, Absolute Doom. And it was recently announced that we are going to be getting a brand new Star Wars themed season on May 2nd in Chapter 6, Season 3, Galactic Battle. However, since this season got leaked, there has been a lot of backlash towards this season, and specifically collab seasons in general, on if they ruin the game or not. So today, I just want to take a look at the past collab seasons we've gotten, this collab season, and what the potential future for collab seasons could be to see if they actually ruin the game or if people are just overreacting. Like the video, subscribe, use code LilSmurf in the Fortnite item shop. That's enough promotion. Let's go. Let's first start by taking a trip down memory lane and looking at the two collab seasons that we've had so far, Nexus War and Absolute Doom. Let's start from the beginning with Nexus War. This season had a bunch of different Marvel powers for each skin that was added in the Battle Pass, like Dr. Doom, Iron Man, Thor, She-Hulk, Groot, and a bunch of others. Now, originally, it didn't launch with a ton of content, with the only main POI change being Doom's domain in Pleasant Park. However, later down the line, we got more and more updates that added more and more superpowers and ended with a giant Galactus event. Quick side note, but this Galactus event was the most attended Fortnite event in history, and it was confirmed by Epic Games themselves. End event aside, this season was phenomenal. It had a bunch of cool updates, and in my opinion, the best mid-season update of all time, that being Stark Industries. Also, this season came with some phenomenal cosmetics with a bunch of different characters from movies and comics alike. And once again, this season is highly regarded as one of the best seasons of all time, period. And Absolute Doom is definitely one of the seasons of all time. It was a season that existed and happened. Okay, this season wasn't bad, but it wasn't exactly living up to the hype that the first collab season set, and I feel like that's a major reason into why people look down on this season so much. Because I enjoyed this season quite a lot, it just, for me personally, didn't live up to the same hype that the first Marvel season lived up to, and I feel like that's a big reason as to why people don't really like this season that much. With this being not only the second collab season, but also the second Marvel season, Absolute Doom had a lot of big shoes to fill. And I mean, they at least filled them up halfway. The Battle Pass was pretty good. I would honestly put it above the Nexus War Battle Pass, but y'all ain't ready for that conversation. The actual powers that they added were a lot of fun, and the loophole issues mainly came down to the actual gunplay, and that was mainly because of bullet drop and the fact that it didn't really translate well with all the flying powers and everything, and you know what? I'ma stop talking. If I could describe this season with 2 words, it would mainly just come down to wasted potential. They could have easily unvaulted a lot of the old Marvel items, if not in the main BR loophole, at the very least in its own separate LTM, so people could use Marvel mythics in a Marvel season. There was just a lot of potential for some cool mythics, but they just ended up feeling a lot like reskins of old mythics, such as the Iron Man repulsors or the Shuri's claws basically just being a reskin of the Wolverine claws. So I didn't personally have a lot of fun with this season. Obviously, I still had fun, and I still thought some of the updates were good. Fortnite Mirrors was an amazing Fortnite Mirrors, in my opinion the best one ever. But yeah, this season just didn't live up to the hype that the first one set, and I think that mainly just came down to the fact that it was a second Marvel season, and the first Marvel season was such a masterpiece of a season that it would be hard to live up to its hype. But the past is the past. We can't change anything about that. We gotta look into the future and look at the next collab season, that being Star Wars. First thing, and honestly the most major change between the last 2 collab seasons, this one is only going to be a month long. The Marvel seasons were the same length as a normal season, that being around 2.5 to 3 months. However, it looks like this year's Star Wars season is going to take the place of the mini seasons that we usually have towards the end of the year, which in my opinion basically confirms that we aren't going to be getting an OG style season this year, which I mean, why would we? We have OG as a permanent mode, we have Chapter 2 Reload, so honestly, I'm perfectly fine with these collab seasons happening once a year if it means that they're only going to be a month long, because people who don't want to play with a collab season, well, it's only a month long, you can just skip for a month and then jump right back in. But anyways, this Star Wars season looks pretty good from the 30 seconds that we have seen. There's gonna be some Star Wars POIs on the map, we're gonna get the return of lightsabers, blaster rifles, jetpacks, we're going to have flyable TIE fighters and X-Wings. That's really all I can say about this season because we don't really know a whole lot. This is just a teaser trailer after all, but still, from what we know, this looks pretty hype. But yeah, let's answer the question. Do collab seasons ruin Fortnite? No, they don't. I've seen a lot of people say that it takes away from the originality of Fortnite, but it's like these seasons happen once in a blue moon. And if you're gonna say that collabs take away from Fortnite being original, well, doesn't Reload take away from Fortnite being original? I mean, it's just recycled POIs and loot pool, so it's not original. Does OG take away from Fortnite being original? I mean, that's completely just an old era of Fortnite that's just recycled and repackaged. These collab seasons originally happened once in a blue moon, and sure, they might be happening yearly now, but they're only 1 month. Also, saying that no one cares about any of these seasons is really funny to me. Saying that no one cares about Marvel or Star Wars, literally the two biggest movie franchises of all time, is really funny to me. Seeing people say, we want X collab, not Y collab. I mean, sure, you might want that collab, but not every single person wants Poopity Scoop from a random RPG back in the 90s to be added. Also, people just hating on these seasons before they even come out are really funny to me, because when the seasons came out and people were hating on them, okay, sure, you know, the season came out, at least you gave it a chance, you are perfectly valid to give your criticisms on it. But when people are starting to hate on seasons before they even come out, that just makes no sense to me. Like, you can be skeptical for sure, but to say that the season is just going to be trash and like, looks like I'm not playing for a month, like, who cares? Everyone hates collabs in Fortnite until the thing that they want in Fortnite gets added. Now all of a sudden it's okay. Also, collab seasons pull in a lot of players, which is to be expected. I mean, they're based off a popular IP, they're going to pull in players. But like I said, the Galactus event was the most watched event of all time. If I remember correctly, it had like 16 million people watching. So to say that these things are a good thing for Fortnite isn't really out there. Again, I think these things should only happen once in a while, or if they are going to happen once a year, then they should only be a month long max. Like most people, I like Fortnite when it's at its originality and when they actually put in the time and effort to make their own unique ideas, but to say that collabs and collab seasons are an active negative for the game is just not true in my opinion. Now let's talk about the future of collab seasons and what it looks like, because honestly, I don't really see them going that much farther with this. I mean, seriously, after Star Wars, the only IP that I could see them making a season out of is DC. And that's really it. With IPs like DC, Marvel, and Star Wars, you at least have a lot of movies, TV shows, comics, video games, a bunch of different media that you can pull from in order to make a bunch of seasons with them. But with something like Harry Potter, I mean, there's only so much that you can do. And when someone says stuff like, oh, we need a gaming legend season, or oh, we need an anime season, yes, that would be cool, but that's not really realistic. Do you realize how much of a legal nightmare that's going to be? Having to advertise stuff like The Legend of Zelda alongside stuff like Devil May Cry or something like that just makes no sense to me and is going to be impossible for Epic Games to pull off. So yes, while I think a gaming legend season could be cool, or even an anime season, that's not really that realistic, so I don't understand why people are saying that we need to have a season based on that kind of stuff. Also, I've seen some stuff like, yeah bro, we need a Transformers season, or yeah, we need a Harry Potter season, which it's like, okay, sure, but how much could you really do for a season? When a lot of these people say that they want seasons for their favorite IPs, I think they really just mean mini events, because I have seen every Harry Potter movie, I've seen a lot of Transformers stuff, and there's really only so so much stuff that I can think of in my noggin that would translate well into Fortnite. Like seriously, the coolest thing about Transformers is being able to transform into cars or like these giant mech suits or something like that. But when you take that, it doesn't really translate well into Fortnite. I feel like they could do something for an in-game event, like something like the Mortal Kombat thing or the JJK thing, but as a whole season, nah. And same thing with Harry Potter. Like, okay, we could fly around on brooms and stuff, and maybe we could get a Hogwarts POI, but other than that, there is not a lot that we can do. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching to the end. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, and if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe, because if we hit 20k by 2026, I'll get a low taper fade. Comment down below what you guys think of collab seasons. Do you love them or hate them? Let me know. I love reading your guys' comments and hearing your guys' opinions. It's a lot of fun. That's really all I wanted to say. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Did you realize that you were a champion in their eyes? Yes, I did. So I packed it up and brought it back to the crib. Just a little something to show you how we live. Everybody want it, but it ain't that serious. That's that shit. So if you gonna do it just like this. Did you realize that you were a champion?